Hello, and welcome to this video on using library databases. The first question you may have is, why use the databases at all? To answer that, let's look briefly at what research databases are. The internet is sort of like an iceberg. What a search engine searches is literally just the tip of the iceberg. Yes, there are great resources available in this free open web, but when it comes to the scholarly world, much of the content is in what we might call the deep or hidden web, because most scholarly research is behind a paywall or part of a subscription. That's why, when searching Google or Google Scholar, you may come across an article you can only access by logging in or purchasing it. Rather than each individual library having to subscribe to each magazine, newspaper, or journal separately, database companies subscribe to the materials and allow us to subscribe to one service, the database, to gain access to hundreds or even thousands of periodicals at once. A note, this model for accessing scholarly materials can be problematic. If a researcher can't afford to purchase articles or subscriptions or doesn't have access to databases, it is much harder for them to do research. This is a big conversation going on in the scholarly world, and there is a movement toward making more scholarly and research materials more freely available. For now, though, databases are the place where much of the scholarly research lives. That's one reason to use the databases, because that's where a lot of scholarly content is available. Because you're attending King's College, you have free access to all of the materials our library subscribes to, including the databases. We have several different types of databases available. Some have mainly reference or tertiary sources, like encyclopedias and dictionaries. Others focus on ebooks, newspapers, legal documents, case studies, or business reports. When it comes to article databases, we have some that are multidisciplinary, or cover many different disciplines, and some that are discipline specific or focus on a particular field of study, such as chemistry, communications, history, religion, and many others. Each database contains different content and works a little bit differently. Many of our databases are provided by the company EBSCOhost, so the search interface will look similar even though it's searching different content. I'm going to use the multidisciplinary database Academic Search Complete to illustrate some of the search features you'll have available in many databases. All of our EBSCOhost databases default to the advanced search screen. Other databases may take you to a simple search, but usually have a link available to get to advanced search. The advantage of using advanced search is the ability to begin focusing your search immediately. From the library homepage, simply click A to Z Database List to access all of the databases we have available, including Academic Search Complete. Because Academic Search Complete is a very broad database, it has fairly basic advanced search options. Let's do a search using the sample topic of the benefits of therapy dogs. We can enter our keywords benefits and therapy dogs. We can also apply limiters such as publication date, publication or document type, language, and more. Let's say we only want to see articles published in the last 5 years. We simply enter our limiters here and then click search. Once we've done a search, we can change our limiters or refine our results right here on the results page. If we want to get rid of any filter we've used, we can click on the X next to the listing in the current search box. Let's remove the date filter and see what happens. We can see by the date slider here that there are now articles in our results list that go back to the year 1995. We can easily change this by sliding the bar or typing in a new date. Although we've already limited our results to articles, we can also limit the type of article. There are numbers next to the different types to let us know how many of those are available in this set of results. We can select one or more of these to focus our results further. Let's look only at magazine articles. In addition to filters, we can also sort our results. The default is to sort by relevance, which means the database tries to pull things that most closely match our keywords to the top. If we wanted to know which of these articles was the most recent, we can change the sort to Date Newest. This doesn't change what articles are in the list, but what order we see them in. The advanced search and refine results features will be slightly different in each database, depending on the focus and content. For example, historical databases often include a way to search by historical period, not when an article was written, but what time period it was written about. A psychology database often includes ways to focus on particular groups. And so on. Even if the advanced search filters are fairly basic, the options within those filters will be specific to the kinds of information found in that database. This is the second major reason to use the databases. Because they are designed for research, it can be much easier to get more focused and useful results more quickly. Remember that research is a skill that improves with time and practice. And remember the librarians are here if you need help using any of our databases or with any research projects. You can email us at askalibrarian@kings.edu or find us online at www.kings.edu/academics/library.